So my name is Nitish Agrawal, and I manage the business development of Platform and Technologies in India. Platform and Technologies is a large portfolio of solutions, both on-premise as well as cloud, including our platform as a service, our BI visualization and planning layer called SAP Analytics Cloud, and a host of database and data management solutions powered by SAP HANA. Today's topic, before I come to the specifics of it, I just wanted to lay the ground and set some context. So folks, if there could be a time when you need to take care of the entire visibility on the supply chain of your operations, this is the time, so there could not have been a better time than this to make sure that you really unlock the value of data and drive that to achieve business efficiency. Okay, so really talking about the value of unlocking data and providing analytics that can help your business in every way, tactical, operational, as well as strategic. Now, most of you who have joined the call today are using SAP, is my fair assumption. And on the system of record side, I think you have been fairly covered. You have standardized on one of the best solutions on the planet with SAP ERP and associated solutions. And on top of that, most of you on the call today have gone in for the export-import solution by our partner Innoval, IVL. Now, if you look at the entire EXIM process, the need to have the visibility actually increases even more, because you have clear-cut implications with respect to where you could save cost, where are the opportunity costs, and where you could drive some more efficiency by reducing the friction in the system. So today, a major part of tackling this entire export and import challenges can be linked to making sense of all the data that is actually being emitted at different stages of the EXIM process. And you would appreciate that. If I were to take some examples, if you have got a real-time visibility on the entire pre and post-shipment documentation, any kind of outstanding claims on the duty drawback, the document status and shipments and custom clearance performance and charges, etc. You see, some of these are the areas. I'm just giving you some examples, and we'll get to the details later. Are the ones where we don't seem to have a very holistic view as an EXIM process, and in that context, organizations lose out on a lot of avenues where they could have streamlined the business processes. So I would not go further into detail. We would actually see the hot sauce behind this entire solution that our partner IVL has put together. And before I hand it over to my colleague from IVL, Vivek, a quick introduction of the IVL team here. We have got Sunil Gupta on the call, who is the founder and CEO of IVL. He has been working with SAP for the last 25 years or so, having served most of you on the call and otherwise. And his entire leadership team is here on the call to support you with any questions that you might have, and henceforth as well. But to take you through the details of the solution, I invite Vivek CV from IVL, and he has been in the space of trade finance for quite some time. He is the product owner of the Opti EXIM solution, as we call it. And Vivek will take you through this entire solution in more detail, including the demo as well. So with that, without further ado, Vivek, over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Nitish. Hello, everyone. I am Vivek, product manager at Innoval Digital Solution. In short, we call ourselves as IVL. I can see that there is a tremendous response to this webinar, as seen the number of participants today. Thank you, everyone, for joining this webinar. The objective of today's webinar is to highlight the various EXIM analytics dashboards that has been built on top of our Opti EXIM solution. Okay, so the agenda of today's discussion is there will be an introduction, the Opti EXIM overview will be there. There will be a product demonstration. And before going into the details of the cloud analytics, I just want to give an introduction about the IVL. So Innoval brings 25 plus years of experience and partnership with SAP, with IVL being founded in 1995. We were one of the first adopters of SAP certification programs. We had our AMS certified by SAP, which is the application maintenance. Much before that, we were one of the first partners to develop an SAP add-on solution and get it certified by SAP. Within India localization, our competencies include compliance in the area of taxation and EXIM across industry verticals. We have continued our early adoption strategy when SAP introduced new initiatives like mobility, Fiori, HANA, and cloud-based developments. So we have helped our customers migrate from on-prem to cloud, the first of its kind in India. Globally, we are the only partner till date to have product developments done and deployed in SAP Cloud Platform using SAP. So here in the next slide, I will be talking about some key figures. So since 1995, 25 plus years of partnership with SAP. So we have around close to 3,000 SAP projects across 30 plus countries. And in India localization alone, we had done more than 350 implementations of OptiSuite, which is also an SAP certified add-on product. In terms of consulting in SAP, 3 billion hours in the last 25 years. We have supported around 75 SAP customers under the AMS program. Okay, so here next I'm moving to the OptiExim solution. So OptiExim solution is a SAP add-on product which primarily focus on India-specific compliance requirements, specifically related to the export and import process. So the product what we are discussing on the OptiExim is the digitally enabled solution, which has got a technical architecture where it has built on API-based architecture. This can integrate with the external agencies like government portals like IceGate or DGFT or bank portals. So the readiness has been done from our side, our end. So it is a digitally enabled version of the new solution. Okay, so I'm moving to the next slide. Here you can see the technical data flow architecture of the exports module. So the exports module has got integration with the SAP SD module, where on the left side you can see you have the sales order or the delivery or pro forma invoice or the billing documents. So with reference to any of these documents, the OptiExim solution helps to generate the pre and post shipment documents. So most of the information will flow from the SAP sales documents to the OptiExim tables, and finally we will have the documents getting generated based on the various countries' compliance requirements. So the core engine of the OptiExim solution is the incentive tracking mechanism. So in India we have different incentives published by the government through the foreign trade policy, like you have EPCG scheme, advance authorization scheme, duty drawback scheme, and MEA scheme. So all the incentives are getting tracked as and when you create the pre-shipment documents. Just moving on to the data flow diagram on the import cycle. The imports module has got tight integration with the SAP MM module as well as the FI module. So from the MM module, we use the purchase order as the reference document, wherein you can create the vendor documents, the clearing instruction documents. The customs clearance documents starts with the creation of the bill of entry. So there are various types of bill of entries can be created. Either it can be a home consumption bill of entry, or it can be an into-bound bill of entry, or it can be an ex-bound bill of entry. In addition to this documentation part, we also have solution on the trade finance, where if you have a payment terms with the overseas supplier, if it can be a letter of credit, or it can be a DA method of payment, or it can be a DP method of payment, or it can be an open account method of payment. So all the letter of credit application process starts from creation of LC application, amendment process, the LC acceptance, and the retirement process. Then comes on to the other trade finance area, we have solution for the bank guarantee module also. Then we have a solution for the bond management, where in case if you keep the license into a goods into a bonded warehouse, the bond has to be executed to the customs. So the entire tracking of the license bond and the warehouse bond is also getting tracked through the solution. So I'm just moving to the next slide. So in this slide, it gives you the high-level picture of the product feature list. So we have the export side, we have the document set generation, both for the pre and post shipment documents. We also have the country-specific documents, which are post-shipment documents, can be a single country declaration or Canadian customs invoice. So based on the country of final destination, the post-shipment documents are also getting generated. Then on the trade finance module, we keep track on the letter of credit management, its utilization. Then we have the advance payment method tracking, as well as bank guarantee. And coming on to the export incentives, we have the duty drawback, which is the all industrial rate duty drawback. Then we have the container tracking module, which is primarily used by the organizations when they have the factory stuffing process, where you can create indent the stuffing and the entire movement of cargo right from your factory to the port. Then comes on to the vendor documents, which is more onto the import side, where we capture the non-negotiable documents. We also create the clearing instruction and the bill of entry. And in addition to the vendor documents, we also have the CHA charges module, where it keeps track of all your inbound logistics charges as well as outbound logistics charges. Then here we also calculate, since the bill of entry is getting created in the system, it works on certain master data where the import duties are getting calculated based on the customs tariff and the notifications. Then we have the bond module, which is primarily used for the warehouse procedures. So as and when the goods are kept into a bonded warehouse, either it can be your private bonded warehouse or it can be your public bonded warehouse, the entire bond execution and its validity period is getting tracked through the bond module. Then on to the schemes. As per the foreign trade policy, we have incentive tracking mechanism under Chapter 3 of foreign trade policy, that is MEA scheme, then the advance authorization, then the EPCG scheme. So now today the session will be more focused on the EXIM analytics. So if you see the analytics, whatever the analytics that we have built on top of our OptiEXIM solution, which will be primarily used by these user groups. So on the sales side, if you talk about the foreign inward remittance, so as and when the goods have been shipped, it is the responsibility of the exporter to bring the foreign exchange between 1 to 15 months from the date of exports. So this kind of inward remittance tracking is constantly monitored by the CFOs of organizations so that they can make a lot of financial planning. So foreign inward remittance is, even as per the FEMA Act, you need to submit certain documents to the DGFT for getting the export incentives. So foreign inward remittance tracking is very important from the foreign exchange point of view. Then comes on to the incentive part. We have the tracking mechanism for the obligation of advance license, EPCG license. So all these licenses has to be redeemed or closed within a time-bound manner. Otherwise, the importers will be put into a denied entity list wherein he cannot do further export and import. So that incentive tracking mechanism is very important. Not only with respect to the obligation, we also need to keep track of whether we are getting the incentives at the right time. So to highlight on the incentives, which is more related to the duty drawback, where we have to get the duty drawback as and when the CHA file the export general manifest. So the incentive team has to keep on track of all the shipping bills on a particular port, whether the duty drawbacks have been released by the customs within the due date. So if the duty drawbacks are not closely monitored, the ill effect of this non-monitoring is that finally you will not able to claim the supplementary drawback. Probably you have to forfeit the drawback eligibility also. So that there should be an eye on all your drawback receivables from the customs. Then comes on to the other KPI reports, more on related to the sales. So we have export sales turnover report. We have product wise report is there, country wise. So all export sales trend analysis, everything is getting tracked through this MIS analytics report. Then on the logistics team, if it is specifically if it is an inbound shipments, we have to keep track of the entire visibility of your customs clearance. Are we doing the import clearance within the due date? Otherwise, we may have to pay the demurrages and the detention charges. So we have to keep track of all the inbound shipments, whether those goods are being customs cleared within the time bound given by the customs. Then on the purchase side, we also need to keep track of your cash outflows. So the cash outflows can be your vendor payment, or it can be your import duty payment. So everything has to be closely monitored. So in this cloud dashboard application, we have classified the packages. So we have export and imports module. On the export side, we have basic package as well as advanced. So if you take the basic packages, it will cover all these kind of dashboards. Then comes on to the advanced, it will have the additional features like export sales turnover, CHA charges, the benefits tracking mechanism, the orders in hand. What is your order in hand? How much is executed? What is the orders pending for execution? Then the shipping bill tracking, which are all comes under the advanced category of the package. So coming on to the import side, here also we have two classifications. One is the basic classification and the advanced. So under the basic, we have this import quantity, country-wise utilization, material-wise utilization tracking. Everything is getting tracked through this particular dashboard. So this is the imports advanced features of the dashboard, where you will have import summary, import clearance, CHA charges, customs clearance time, the import documentation, whatever the various issues that we are getting at the time of import clearance. So these are all the FTA benefits. So these are all the additional packages that comes under the advanced category of this package. So this is a sneak preview of the dashboard specifically to the scenario like duty drawback outstanding. So here you can see port-wise, I will come to know what is my duty drawback outstanding. In below, you can see against each invoice, what is your duty drawback, what is your shipping bill, how much is received. Either you can track at the port level or at the CHA level. So this is another sneak preview of your export sales turnover dashboard, where you can see the country-wise export performance for a particular financial year and the total invoice breakup details for that particular country. Then this is another interesting dashboard, which is a shipping bill dashboard. See, all the export incentives for an exporter is purely based on the shipping bill. So the incentive team should have an information about, before claiming any incentive, he should know whether he has got the BRC for that particular shipping bill, whether that shipping bill will be used for the export obligation against EPCG, or if that shipping bill is being used for MES claim. Or there are scenarios like if you're exporting under FOC shipments, free of cost shipments, there is a concept called GR waiver. So certain shipping bills are shipped under GR waiver. That means you cannot claim any incentives. So when you file an MES, you should have a clarity like whether this shipping bill is eligible for MES. So that is where we are giving the information about whether this shipping bill is claimed under the GR waiver process, whether this shipping bill is already used for MES, or whether you have received the BRC for this shipping bill, whether you have received the bill of lading. So this kind of shipping bill tracking is very important for the incentive team. Otherwise, they will have to pay a lot of penalty to the DGFT or to the customs whenever there is any discrepancy while filing the incentives. So this is another sneak preview of the import duty payment cash outflow. So this kind of dashboards will give the clear picture to the CFO teams what is the cash outflow of the duty paid on a particular period for the import duty payment. So it will have all the information related to for a particular shipment, whether it is a FCL shipment or it is a LCL shipment, what is the categorization based on mode of shipment, whether it is air shipment or sea shipments. Okay, so now I will take you through the product demo. Okay, So the first dashboard we are going to discuss is the sales turnover. So in this sales turnover dashboard, you can see for a particular financial year, right? So today we have taken the financial year as 2018-19. So it will show the complete picture of month-wise what is your export sales performance. So these informations we are taking it from our exports module, where it will have the informations related to the corresponding billing document number, who is the customer, what is the country of final destination, what is the currency, what is the invoice amount. So here you can see the total sales turnover month-wise. Then here on the next dashboard, you can have the trend analysis, like what is the performance of your sales for a particular quarter or a particular financial year. Here, every quarter you can see what is the sales performance, export sales performance. So this helps to do the trend analysis, how the sales performance is going every quarter. So this helps sales team to take a lot of decisions to promote new market initiatives. Then we have another dashboard, which is customer wise, what is the sales performance. So it can be for a particular financial year, or you can do a comparison between two financial year, which customer we have done a good sales performance. So here you will get the customer wise sales performance. And then we have the country wise performance also. Like, see, specifically this kind of country wise performance will definitely help sales team or the organization to take initiatives related to, because a lot of incentives are given based on country specific sales. Like there is a scheme called market development assistance, which is a new scheme introduced in the foreign trade policy. And we also have the MEA scheme, which is also based on the country as well as the material. So a lot of decisions can be taken based on the country wise performance of your exports. Then you have the product wise export performance. Similarly, what I told for MEAs, which is the combination of the country as well as product. So here you will come to know what is the, if the company is dealing with multiple product, you will get the total turnover product wise. So that will give you a picture which product performance is more, which product is not selling as expected. So this kind of dashboards will help the sales team or the finance team to take a lot of strategic decisions to do a market diversification, or whether they want to go for a product diversifications. And here you can see there is another interesting dashboard, that is the late realization. Since the export shipments are subject to the foreign inward remittance, we should always keep on track of the payment received from the overseas customer. Are we getting the payment from the customer within the due date? So this kind of dashboard definitely will help. Are we, whether a particular customer is always making payment after the due date, so that next time when you go for a renewal of the order, you can change the payment terms. Like instead of letter of credit, you can even refix the payment terms to advance payment. So, and the late payment realization will also helps to take decisions related to filing of incentives. Like if you see about the MES incentives, all MES incentives has to be filed within 1 year from the date of exports. So whenever, and moreover, this MES application can be filed only after getting the payment remittance from the overseas customer. So wherever there is a late realization, there is a big loss for the exporter, because if you're making the MES application after the due date, there is a cut value concept for the exporter. So initially, if you're applying the MES within the due date, you will get the full entitlement amount. Whenever there is a delay on filing your MES application, there is always a chance that you will get a trimmed value of your incentive. So instead of 5%, if you are applying the incentive after the due date or after the late realization from the customer, you will get only 2%. So there is always chance that you will lose a lot of incentives if the late realization from the customer is not closely monitored. Then we have the outstanding export receivables. So this is also very important, like specific incentives, like the duty drawback and all. This kind of dashboard will help you to track what is your total outstanding receivables. there are situations like if the company has taken a post-shipment loan. So normally in India, the post-shipment loan has to be repaid between 180 days to 270 days. So wherever you are not making the closing the post-shipment loans, and whenever there is a delay on the outstanding receivables, then the exporter has to make higher rate of interest to close those post-shipment loans. So if a company is availing a pre-shipment or a post-shipment loans, definitely they need to keep track of the outstanding receivables. So based on this, either you can short close your outstanding loans liability by closing the loans so that the higher interest will not be paid to the banks. And here you have the sales shipment by mode and by Incoterms. So these kind of dashboards will help the exporter to take a lot of decisions, whether normally in the export scenario, if there are a lot of air shipments is going on, that means normally in case if it is an air shipment, the freight has to be borne by the exporter. That means most of your production activities are not happening as per the planned activity. So the mode of shipments tracking is very important. So if it is a sea shipment, definitely it will be at the cost of the exporter. But in case of air shipments, most probably it will be shipped under the freight prepaid concept, where the exporter is incurring additional freight cost for doing those shipments. So here also you will come to know the details of what are all the invoices that are being shipped under the sea shipments and the air shipments. Okay, then I'm moving on to the next dashboard. Here we are going to discuss about the incentives related dashboard. So one is on the MES eligibility. So whatever the shipments that are shipped for a particular country for a particular material, those invoices are being collated in this particular dashboard, where you can see what are all the materials, because this MES incentive scheme is more linked to the product as well as the country. Overall, what is the percentage of contribution of MES for a particular financial year? So here you will come to know port-wise what is your MES eligibility. Either you can check a particular material. For a particular material, what is your total MES eligibility? So whatever the MES that are shipments that are already being shipped under MES, those records will reflect in this particular dashboard. Here you will come to know what are the invoices that are shipped under MES schemes. Then we have the duty drawback outstanding dashboard. So all the shipments which are shipped under the drawback shipping bills, wherever the drawbacks have not been received, those shipping bills will be shown in this particular dashboard. So this kind of dashboard will helps the exporter or the finance team to take a lot of decision-making activity. See, the financial implication on the duty drawback is that if you go with a post-shipment loan, there are two ways of getting post-shipment loan. One is bill discounting, and the second one is the exporter can discount the drawback shipping bills. So since the drawback incentives is given by the government, wherever the drawbacks are being paid by the government on a later stage, if the exporter is need on urgent basis of working capital or money, he can even also discount the drawback shipping bills, on which the banks will immediately settle those drawback claim. So in those cases, if the companies are taking post-shipment loans based on the drawback shipping bills, they have to keep track whether we are getting the duty drawback within the date of filing the export general manifest. And here also you can keep track of all your drawback outstanding at port level also, so that probably the exporter will have nominated each CHS for each particular port. So whenever there is a delay in getting the drawback, you can send a message, or these kind of dashboards can be converted into PDF or PPT. Then it can be forwarded to your CHA for filing the supplementary claim with customs to get the duty drawback on time. So this kind of drawback dashboard definitely helps the export incentive team as well as the finance team to make a lot of strategic planning in the case of cash inflow process. Then comes to the other incentive part is the advance license obligation. So if a company is availing an advance license, they are for a time bound period, they need to fulfill the export obligation. Like if you take the current foreign trade policy, the export obligation has to be completed within 18 months from the date of issue of license. So this kind of dashboard definitely helps the organization to keep track how much is the total license obligation, how much is fulfilled, and what is the balance to be fulfilled. So since the advanced license is more related to the material concept, here you can keep track for a particular material how much is your obligation fulfilled and what is the obligation pending. So that is one advantage of this particular dashboard. So you will always keep track of all the advanced license, how much is obligation fulfilled and what is not fulfilled. And based on this kind of dashboards, the incentive team can take certain decisions like if I am not feeling that the export obligation will be completed within a time bound period, I can go for an extension. So you can take a decision saying that I will go approach to the DGFT to go for an extension for the export obligation period. Similarly for utilization, like if the imports is not happening within the 12 months from the date of imports, I can even go for the revalidation of advanced license. So this kind of dashboards will definitely help the incentives team to keep track of all the outstanding export obligation against advanced license. Similarly, coming on to the next incentive scheme, we have the EPCG scheme. So here also you will have keep track on what is your total EPCG obligation for a particular financial year. So if you talk about the EPCG scheme, the export obligation has to be fulfilled on a block-wise period. So every block period you need to give a report to the DGFT. So this dashboard will help the exporter to prepare the block-wise export obligation report against each of the EPCG license. So here you can keep track of all your EPCG license. What is the start date, end date? What is the total license amount? How much is the fulfilled quantity? What is the balance to be fulfilled? So this is on to the EPCG obligation. Then the another interesting dashboard here is the shipping bill dashboard. As we discussed on the PowerPoint presentation, this shipping bill tracking is more related to your export incentives. So I need to have the full visibility of my shipping bill, whether the let export order date is being received from the customs for that particular shipping bill, whether that shipping bill is used for duty drawback, then it will have a different checkbox will be updated here. So based on the incentives, like if you talk about the MEA scheme, to use a particular shipping bill for MES, you need to ensure that whether you have received the EBRC from the DGFT. So if EBRC is not received, then you cannot take this shipping bill for filing the MES application. So this shipping bill tracking report gives the entire picture of the status of that particular shipping bill. Also the GR waiver. So whenever you have the export shipments under the FOC category, you cannot claim any incentives if that GR waiver acceptance has been got from the customs. So we need to have the clear picture which shipping bills are eligible for incentives, which shipping bills are not eligible for the incentives. So we can have additional informations also, like so whether we have filed that shipping bill for any other schemes. So if that shipping bill, if there is any late realization, so any additional information can also be built on this kind of dashboards. Then coming on to the purchase side or the import side, here you have the first dashboard which talks about the import summary. So for a particular financial year, I can have the clear visibility. What is every month? What is my total import performance? So here you can see the total value of the import consignment based on the material and based on the country, based on the mode of shipment, based on the type of shipment. So there can be FCL shipment, there can be LCL shipments. So these are all the additional input parameters where you can take this dashboard. If you want to see only the C shipments performance, import performance, you can select these C shipments. Or if you want to have the comprehensive view of all the shipments, irrespective of the mode of shipment, it will give you the clear picture of all the import shipments done on a particular financial year with month-wise breakup also. Then we have the import duty dashboard, which will also give the informations related to whatever the total duty that has been paid on a particular month. So here you can see for the month of November, this is my total duty that has been paid. So whatever the duty that has been paid by cash, here we are not taking the incentive related bill of entry. Wherever the duties have been paid in cash, not using any of your MEAs or EPCG or advance license, wherever the duties are being paid in cash, those bill of entries are getting accounted in this particular dashboard, which will also give the breakup of the bill of entry wise information, the mode of shipment, as well as the total duty that has been paid on a particular year. Because this kind of dashboard definitely, because it is a cash outflow information, which has to be closely monitored by the CFOs. So any cash planning has to be done based on your month-wise cash outflows, how much duty I have paid last month. So cash outflow has to be closely monitored so that you can take a lot of strategic financial planning. Then comes on to the another interesting dashboard is the import documentation issues. See, normally when we do the import clearance, for various reasons, the goods are not being cleared in time. Sometimes the certificate of origin is not accompanied with the shipment, or sometimes the bill of lading date is having a mismatch, which is already declared with customs. So for various reasons, customs will raise a lot of discrepancies. With that discrepancies, you will not be in a position to clear those import consignments, and finally this will lead to pay of detention and demurrage charges. So this kind of dashboard will give you a picture like for what reasons, for what type of discrepancies we have paid the detention and discrepancy charges. For suppose if you take a particular component, so discrepancy in a FTA certificate of origin. So wherever if you are clearing an import consignment under a FTA agreement, if the certificate of origin is not being submitted at the time of clearance, that is considered as a one discrepancy. So for what are the discrepancies, the goods have been detained by the customs. So the reason-wise discrepancy is getting tracked through this kind of dashboards, so that going forward you will not have the same kind of issues if you take the corrective actions based on this kind of dashboard information. Then we have the import quantity. That is another dashboard where you will have the quantity wise, country wise import tracking is done through this particular dashboard. Okay, and here the next dashboard talks about the detention and demurrage charges. So how much is the detention and demurrage charges that has been paid against a particular bill of entry? So this kind of charges dashboard definitely will help to take a lot of decisions, like if the performance of the CHA or the shipping line company is not good, probably next time when you nominate another shipping line company based on the performance. So we create a lot of KPI performance for CHAs and the shipping line company. So if you are not getting the enough support from a particular shipping line company, whenever a particular shipment is always cleared by a particular shipping line company, there is always delay in clearance. Next time you can take a lot of decisions by changing the CHA from one CHA to another CHA. So the detention charges and demurrage charges will also help to reduce your nature of discrepancy at the time of imports, so that you can have a proper planning at the time of imports rather than paying these kind of extraordinary charges to the various authorities. So that's all about on the various dashboards.